Our next bout is in the welterweight division, Pro MMA, presented by OEB Law. It's Roy Real Steel Sanders from Coburn, Virginia, taking on Shonte Shine Barnes from Asheville, North Carolina, out of the ATT camp. Valor Fights 47, Knoxville Civic Coliseum, live at flowcombat.com. Fighter introductions, here's Jennifer.
Our next bout of the evening is a professional mixed martial arts bout in the welterweight division, contested at 170 pounds, brought to you by OEB Law. First, please welcome to the cage, Roy Sanders.
Roy Real Steel Sanders, 1-12 as a professional and independent fighter out of Coburn, Virginia, a real veteran, extensive amateur career as well. Casey, tell us about Roy Sanders. Had 20 fights as an amateur before turning pro.
You know, Roy Sanders was a guy that fought so much as an amateur, and he was very, very highly touted as a professional. He had his ups and downs. Most recently, you know, we saw him in action and get a big victory back in Elizabeth, and you know, performed real well in that fight. But you know, he's had to balance himself because, you know, he's also a promoter. He's promoted mixed martial arts events. At times he's been a coach. He's been a color and play-by-play analyst before. He's done a lot of things and has worn a lot of hats. When you step into this cage, though, tonight, it's got to be your total focus. And he said that he is prepared as good as he has ever done to face Shonte Barnes. He believes that he can beat Shonte here tonight.
And Roy Sanders' one victory, his first victory as a pro, came against Brandon Glass at Valor Fights 41. Since then has had one fight in the Valor Fights cage, and now is at Valor Fights 45 to Derek Kennington. The 34-year-old Roy Sanders, never afraid to take a bout and believes in himself. Will have a tough test against Shonte Barnes. What kind of challenge is that with Barnes tonight?
Shonte Barnes, I've worked out with him quite extensively. I'll send it back to Jennifer, and then I'll tell you more about Shonte Barnes.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome Shonte Barnes.
Shonte Barnes, 1-1 out of American Top Team, the camp in Asheville, North Carolina. What stands out about Barnes? You mentioned you worked out with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, he started with Eric Jordan back in the day at Ichiban Martial Arts, a very strong judo base. But that being said, he has risen to the occasion in so many levels. A tremendous striker, very aggressive. He has a great ground prowess, and of course the judo to keep mixing things up. And the biggest thing that stands out is he is one of the most popular fighters in the Southeast, quite possibly the biggest fan base of the evening here, and he comes all the way from Asheville, North Carolina.
And his always on the money, Montel Jordan, this is how we do it, is his walkout music as we take a look at the tail of the tape between Roy Sanders and Shonte Barnes in this welterweight bout presented by OEB Law. Barnes 4 years younger than Sanders. Sanders 3-inch height advantage. The record in Barnes' favor, but the experience in Sanders' favor. Sanders weighed in at 172 pounds. Barnes right on the money at 170. Barnes coming off of a loss to Nick Martino at Valor Fights 41. That was the same card where Roy Sanders picked up his victory.
Undoubtedly, it was the biggest night of Roy Sanders' career, you know, and the biggest low of Shonte Barnes' career. So tonight, I think that Shonte is definitely coming here to correct that. And Roy Sanders is looking to walk away with another big victory.
Barnes' victory as a professional was over Timothy Stewart. That was back at Valor Fights 37, looking for win number 2. Back to Jennifer.
This battle is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 172 pounds, holds a record of 1 win with 12 losses, and fights out of Coburn, Virginia, Roy Real Steel Sanders. And his opponent across the cage to my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 170 pounds, holds a professional record of 1 win with 1 loss, and fights out of American Top Team in Asheville, North Carolina, Shonte Shine Barnes. Your referee when the action begins is Barry O'Neill.
Barry O'Neill, our referee, in this welterweight battle, 170 presented by OEB Law Professional MMA. Roy Sanders in the blue trunks, Shonte Barnes in the white trunks. 3 5-minute rounds here at Valor Fights 47, Knoxville Civic Coliseum, downtown Knoxville. Live at flowcombat.com. Touch of gloves, and we're underway. Barnes is explosive.
Oh, here we go. Roy Sanders looking for that right hand. Roy Sanders has professional boxing experience as well as MMA.
That wide stance by Barnes as he's stalking Sanders.
There it is. When he lands very, very hard. Shonte Barnes has also competed in arena combat, 2-on-2 fighting. He and Lloyd Phillips got a big victory there, which is definitely an adrenaline rush.
Look for the left hand on Barnes. He's a southpaw also. Watch, he's stepping to the outside of Sanders to line that left.
Oh, just missed that right hook.
He is put together is Barnes.
Oh, big shots there by Shonte Barnes. And here we go, Shonte. Cross body position here. And here come the elbows.
Wow. It's the pros. You can drop those elbows.
Got a cut on Sanders on the bridge of his nose from that elbow.
Yep.
See it?
Oh, man. Elbow and a punch. Goodness.
Yeah. Really, really bad spot here for Roy Sanders. Sanders looking to possibly turn in, get to his base. Shonte's wrapped around the neck here.
What's Barnes looking for here?
I think he's just looking for control. I think he's latched in here, and he's just trying to deliver as much damage as possible.
Sanders staying on his knees so you can't get kneed. Not in the head, at least.
Looks like Roy Sanders is holding on to his arms, preventing him from attacking the guillotine, but also from getting his arms loose, at least his right arm. So Shonte opts to land the strikes with his left.
Doug, is Barnes just waiting for Sanders to try to get up and then stick a knee?
He's hunting for a Darce choke. Sanders rolls out.
Now the elbows come back.
Yeah, Roy Sanders needs to stay away from that, man. Those will cut your flesh like a hot knife through butter.
Wow. And Sanders already
That's
bloody
it, done
tap.
deal.
Wow.
Done deal. Shonte Barnes with the victory.
A tap on strikes as Shonte Barnes with a massive crowd here to see him, and you hear the ovation. Barnes gets the victory to move to 2-1 as a professional. Dominant. No surprise, Case.
Not surprising at all. And Shonte comes back with that huge crowd support. He is back in action, looking better than ever, man. Ripped up, shredded up. You see it right here. Shonte was in complete control, dominating, but it was those elbows, man. He really didn't even get any kind of much separation there. He was just slamming him down. Too much for Roy Sanders, forced to tap out here.
3 in a row to the ear of Sanders. Goodness. Just vicious, and then another one. And Sanders had enough that he eats a punch as well, and then taps on strikes while taking another shot. Shonte Barnes, so impressive. Turned pro in August of 2016, defeated Timothy Stewart, and then lost to Nick Martino, but that's in the past now. Shonte Shine Barnes back in the win column as a professional and doing it in dominant fashion. And he rebounded just fine, thank you very much, from that loss to Nick Martino. And he is, as Casey mentioned, one of the most popular fighters in the Southeast. To make it official, back to Jennifer.
Your referee stops this bout at 2 minutes and 53 seconds into the first round. For your winner by way of verbal submission, Out of the blue corner, Shonte Shine Barnes.
First round victory for Shonte Shine Barnes. Casey with our winner.
Shonte, what a victory, man. You are back in action, and the crowd has gone wild here. They came out in droves to support you tonight. How does that feel?
Asheville, North Carolina, baby, that's where it's at. Asheville, North Carolina, that's where it's at. Listen, it doesn't matter anywhere we go, we sell the show out. Top seller anywhere, does not matter. What's that, April? Asheville? Huh? How about it? How about it? How about it, baby? We coming deep. We coming deep.
I think you might be putting a bug in the ear of the president, Tim Loy, here. So definitely, I think I would love to take it to Asheville. It's a beautiful city. But for tonight, we're right here at the Knoxville Coliseum, and you've blown the roof off. You've got it going right now. I got to know, what is next? Are you going to continue this road? Are you on your way to the UFC, or what?
Oh, we're going to keep going, baby, one step at a time. One step at a time, that's where we take it. We're going to go as far as this will take us. I'm getting old, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a young chicken anymore. Hey, I'm just gonna keep coming out here fighting, taking one step at a time. Knoxville, I love it here. As soon as they said, we're coming to the Coliseum in Knoxville, I said, I'm here. Tim put me on the card, it doesn't matter. Every time the fight's here, I'm here, we selling the show out.
All right, everybody, put your hands together one more time for Shonte Shine Barnes.